Hi, it's Paul Manos, sales consultant at Ceilidh Honda. Today we're going to go over the 2021 CRV Sport. I'm going to start with Honda Sensing. There's four main features with Honda Sensing. It's a suite of safety and convenience features, all done through the camera up in the window and the radar up by the H. The first two are on the steering wheel, and they can be controlled by the main button. Pressing the main button will bring up adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist on your screen in the front, ACC. Adaptive cruise control is much like regular cruise control. Once you get to your 110 on the highway, press set. If you come upon a car just coming on the on-ramp doing, let's say 90, this vehicle will slow down on its own. As the old cruise control, you would typically have to hit the brakes. So this will slow down to the vehicle speed that's in front of you at a safe distance, and you can preset the distance on the steering wheel here. The more bars, the farther you are away from the car in front of you. The less bars, the closer you are. What happens is if that car ends up doing 120 and you have yours set for 110, it'll go back to you'll go back to 110. If he stays at 90, you'll stay at 90 until the left lane opens. At that point, you can put your blinker on and change lanes, and you go back to the 110. So basically, the difference between regular cruise control and adaptive cruise control is that it's going to slow down for you. The second feature is LKAS, lane keep assist, and that's controlled on the steering wheel as well. When you press this button right here on your steering wheel, there's going to be two lines come up on your screen, and they're hollow. When the camera detects the lines on the road, they will fill in solid. At that point, the car will stay between the two lines on the road. It's not meant to take the place of you steering. You have to have your hands on the steering wheel at all times, or it'll alert you. It's just to make your drive more pleasurable. So that's two of the four features, and the two are on the steering wheel. You can turn them on and off with the main button. If you go over to the far left, we have two more over here: road departure mitigation. And what that is, another highway feature. When you have that on, and if you get distracted, or if you're on a long journey, start to nod off, if you go over the lines to depart the road, it's going to act like almost like hitting the rumple strip. It's going to give you a little shimmy shake of the steering wheel, and a little warning is going to pop up. It's a great highway feature that can easily be turned off with the button over here. The fourth and final feature is definitely the best, the safety feature we have on Honda Sensing, and it can't be turned off and on by mistake. To turn it off, you have to leave your finger on it for 3 seconds. It's the collision mitigation braking system. I'm going to turn it back on. How that works is if you're cruising down, let's say Main Street, New Glasgow, and you get distracted and somebody hits the brakes in front of you to turn into McDonald's or Tim's, whatnot, it's going to give you a warning sign to hit the brake. If a collision is imminent and you can't get to the brake in time, this vehicle will hit the brakes for you. It's a great feature. It's saved all of us salesmen at one point or another. It's by far the best feature, safety feature that comes with Honda Sensing. Moving up to our steering wheel, you'll notice the I button right here. It's just below the radio volume control button. The I button is going to bring up on your screen right here. Most people have it here, which gives you your range with your fuel and your average fuel consumption. You press the I button and you can navigate through it. The coffee cup is an attention driver monitor. You can go right through it. This is the one you'll most use after the first one, is your oil life at 100% right now. As you drive your vehicle, it's going to decrease, and when it hits 15%, you're going to get a notification that it's time to start thinking about making a oil change appointment. The others on here, you can have your music up here, your phone. You can change it from kilometers to miles if you're down the States. But like I say, most people keep it on there, and that has your range. The other button on the steering wheel on the Sport is the heated steering wheel, one of my favorites. Moving over to the gear shift, you're going to notice a few buttons here. We'll start on the right hand side with your Econ button. I always leave my Econ button on, a little green leaf showing up on the screen here. What this does, it's going to save you fuel, 6% of your fuel. And how that works, it takes a little bit of your horsepower away and a little bit of your air conditioning capabilities. That's all. You're not going to miss them. I leave mine on all day. Above that button is your auto idle button, another fuel saver. This vehicle will turn off if you're at a stoplight for more than 8 seconds and the temperature's right inside the cabin. There's a few things that, a little bit of criteria it has to meet before it does work, and you will not even notice it while you're sitting at the stoplight. The engine will turn off to save you gas. By the time you take your foot off the brake to hit the gas, you'll notice a little vibration of the car starting. It's very seamless, and you'll be pulling away just as quickly as if it hadn't turned off at all. It's another great feature to save you some money and fuel. On the left-hand side, we have the parking brake. It's electronic parking brake, no more foot brake or hand brake. To activate it, you pull up, and you're going to see a little red exclamation point there that your parking brake is on. To turn it off, you put your foot on the brake and press down. We like to use the parking brake every once in a while, especially if you're parking on an incline, so you don't get that big clunk when you go to take it out of park. Brake hold button. It's a great one for stop and go traffic if you're in the city, or I use it at the drive-through. Basically, if you're pulling into Tim's or McDonald's and there's a large lineup, once you come to a complete stop with your foot on the brake, you can press brake hold once. Once the lineup moves, all you have to do is touch the gas and you'll move ahead. And when you come to a complete stop, you can take your foot off the brake and it'll hold you in place. All right, and that's the 4 features on your gear shift. Next, moving up past the gear shift, you're going to notice your heated seats on both sides, 3 different levels. Your front and rear and your mirror defrost right here. And your climate. Your climate will come up, press that button, and your climate will come up on the screen. You can turn on your air, on and off, and use the fan in multiple spots here or here, and your modes. This will go away after 8 seconds, or you can press the climate button, make it disappear. Your temperatures, 2 knobs, one for either side. You have different zones. One side can be warm, the other side can be cool. Or you can press the sync button, it'll be the same temperature. Driver's side controls both. Moving up to the main screen, I can talk all day on this. So I'm going to touch on just a little bit on everything. One important thing to know, when you're navigating through any of these features, the back button, you want to be your friend. Just in case you go one step further than you should or in the wrong direction, you can always use the back button instead of pressing the home button and starting all over again. So talk about audio for a second. You can press source. You have all your options. You can do your music via Bluetooth, FM. You have 98.9 if that's your favorite. Press and hold, and it'll retain that station for you. So it's on memory. It holds up to 12 stations. Press seek or press scan. It'll pick up the strongest signals in your area. Press the back button. It comes up to info. You can press that. Gets all your details on the vehicle itself, your trip computer and whatnot. Honda Link, you can make up your appointments for servicing through this way. The phone. You can read through it, hook up a phone. Just make sure your phone is on Bluetooth discoverable, and it should be pretty seamless on how to get through there. Smartphone connection, same thing. You'll have to plug in your phone down here underneath the gear shift, and your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto will come up there, and it will talk you through that. The most in-depth one is the settings. I'll touch on that for a second. There's multiple places to do certain things like your phone and stuff like that. Your clock adjustments here. But vehicle is typically the one where you have the most. Your TPMS calibration, typically it comes on if you have a low tire, air pressure tire. And it happens a lot when you come in to get your seasonal tire changeover. And you can just touch that and calibrate, and that'll work for you. Other things in here, you might have your door set up and your lock set up and your lighting set up. All interesting stuff. Like I say, just touch on it, and your walk away auto lock, for instance. If you want to walk away from the vehicle and not have to press anything, the doors will lock if you press on. There's all kinds of stuff in this under the settings.